Check 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the event will begin in approximately 2 minutes. Please find your way to your seat and silence your cell phones. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. My name is Charlie Short. I'm a current graduate student here at Tarleton State, and it's a privilege to serve as your event coordinator today. Thank you for being here to mark this monumental milestone. Tonight is about more than a place. It's about access, transformation, and opportunity. It's about creating space for students to learn, lead, and thrive in a community that is growing alongside them. What we are here to celebrate reflects where we are, but equally as important, where we are going, toward a future being shaped right here in Fort Worth. It's an honor to stand here alongside the leaders, partners, and community members helping shape that future. And it means a lot to me to be here in a city I was born and raised in on the East Side, as someone whose life has been significantly shaped by Tarleton State University, and specifically the Fort Worth campus. I entered the foster care system at the age of 2 and was adopted at 3. At a very early age, my life changed because people chose to give me a foundation. But like many non-traditional paths, things didn't come easy. School was a challenge for me. I had to work harder, stay disciplined, and learn how to operate with structure and independence just to keep pace. Those early experiences shaped how I approached everything that came next. That drive for structure and purpose led me to join the United States Navy. Today, I am a husband and a father. And being a husband and a father gives purpose to the work and perspective to those challenges. It's what grounds me and it's what drives me to keep building forward. I didn't take a traditional route through education. I went back to school later in life and earned a degree in occupational safety and health, and then continued my education at Tarleton State, where I completed a Bachelor of Science degree and now finishing my Master's in Management, right here through the Fort Worth campus. Set to graduate this May. Tarleton State has provided something more than just an education. It has provided access and an environment where someone like me could continue to grow and move forward. It provided flexibility for someone balancing a career, a family, and real-world responsibilities. Once I made that decision to go back, I was all in. Tarleton State didn't just give me an education, it gave me a second trajectory. And that's why I can say this with confidence. Your starting point does not define your future, and I'm standing here as proof. When I think about why we are here today, a vision, a plan, a roadmap for the future, it connects directly to that idea. Because institutions like Tarleton State don't just educate, they create opportunities at scale. I believe what matters most is continuing to create those same opportunities for the next generation. That's the kind of investment that changes lives. To help us set the stage, it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Vice President of External Operations and Dean of Tarleton State Fort Worth, Dr. Rachel Capua.
Thank you so much, Charlie. It's the longest title. I have to take a break in between both of them, too. It is for sure. So there's something that Charlie said that I actually wanted to start with, and that is a statement when I was reading through his story, and it's that Tarleton State didn't just give me an education, it gave me a second trajectory. Tarleton State didn't give me just education, it gave me a second trajectory. And his story, in fact, you see a picture here on the screens is a beautiful illustration of his story. So I have to speak for just a moment that he and his family, whom are with us tonight, can you please stand or wave, whatever is best? Can we give them a round of applause? Thank you so much to the Short family, his parents, his wife, his kiddos. They have engaged, they have invested. This next picture is maybe one of my favorites. We had family day, go-karts or not, face painting or not, the Shorts show up. When we had our first inaugural night at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo, they showed up. And Jennifer had those boots on, and they were ready. Matt Carter and team were actually quite impressed with their moves, I hear. But more importantly, he's represented our students here at Tarleton State Fort Worth just so well. This last picture is actually one that was quite moving for us because this August, just this last August at Convocation, our president, Dr. Hurley, was able to light Charlie's candle. And the reason for this, for those that maybe are not directly tied to our Tarleton State family, this is the beginning of their academic journey. But more than that, he was there to represent all of our students from Fort Worth, from Waco, from Bryan, from Tarleton State Online, and we were able to symbolically celebrate them in those moments. So just like Charlie's story, that's what brings us together tonight. A shared belief that higher education can and does transform lives and communities. This moment and what we're here to experience over this next hour is a milestone moment for us as an institution, as a family, and as a community. But visions like this don't come to life on their own. They are built, they are championed, and they are sustained by people who believe deeply in the power of what we do. And today we are surrounded by many of those people. So if I may, we would like to honor a few of them before we officially get started. It's my honor to recognize a few leaders and partners here in the room. If we could please give our sincerest welcome to, of course, our leader, the president of Tarleton State, the 16th president of our institution, Dr. James Hurley. Joining us from the Texas A&M University system, we have two colleagues with us, Associate Vice Chancellor and Director of the Texas A&M Fort Worth campus, Dr. Kim McQuiston, and Assistant Vice Chancellor of Government Relations, Ms. Margot Malik. If you'll two stand to be recognized. We are especially honored to welcome our mayor and our friend and advocate for education, and we'll talk more about T3 and why we're here tonight later in the program, but can we please welcome, always welcome here, Maddie Parker. To the dedicated members of our Fort Worth and Crowley City Councils, we could not do what we do without you. I think Dr. Hall and I have had a dozen meetings since she has started in her role. Could all City Council please stand up or wave your hands to be recognized? To our Tarrant County College, Weatherford College, and ISD superintendents, leaders, trustees from across the region, would you please stand or wave to be thanked and appreciated? I know they're there. So with the help of many in this room, and on a day-to-day basis, it takes all of the divisions across our university, which are led by 12 vice presidents. We are honored to serve and support Dr. Hurley on a day-to-day basis. And I think we have most of those that were able to be with us, if our vice presidents, executive cabinet, and our academic deans, if you'll please stand to be recognized. Thank you for joining us tonight. So, to share more about the importance of why we're here today, it is my honor to officially introduce the president of Tarleton State University, a first-generation college student himself. Let's welcome Dr. James Hurley.
Before I start, she's going to give a lot of people credit today, and we know Rachel her drive and her attention to detail. We know this. Some know it more than others. Some of us know it more than others. But Rachel, stand up. Let us say thank you. What a great, yeah. I do not lose sleep when we have an event and Rachel's in charge. I know it's going to be incredible. And I want to talk about Charlie, but before I do that, I have to say thank you. And to those who know, the real ones, happy Purple Thursday. All right? Real ones know. Real ones know. My kids have taught me that. I don't even know what it means, but my sons tell me that. But Charlie, I am so proud and so impressed. Every time I have an opportunity to engage with him, I walk away thinking that, our world is in a we live in a crazy world, lots of crazy people. But there are more good than bad. And there are people like Charlie who, and some of you in this room, that go above and beyond, and that's to serve the greatest country in the world so we can stand here and do the things that we do. We get to pretend to be educators and all these other things, but without the protection of the Constitution, without standing in front of, when appropriate, and behind, when appropriate, the flag, that's what our soldiers do. So Charlie, I'd like for you to stand up and allow us to say thank you for your service. It means a lot. And that of your family. And that of your family. So we're really proud of you. And it was touching, and I don't know if you remember, but I gave you my candle on the way out, and I usually keep it. And I thought, you're not going to be selfish today. This guy, you're here because of Charlie. And I stopped, and I gave him my candle on the way out because, look at that beautiful little girl back there. That's what it's all about. But I also want to say thanks to all of you for being here and your belief in what Tarleton State is building right here in the heart of the fastest growing city in the nation. It is remarkable. And I will tell you, we have an unbelievable city council, and we have an unbelievable mayor that believes in the power of education. In spite of the growth and all the issues and opportunities that come with that, we have a mayor, I call her America's mayor, and she is the higher education mayor, and we're thankful for her. So I know we've given her a big hand, but would you give our mayor another big hand? We're so proud. We were on a podcast together 4 or 5 years ago. I hadn't been in Texas long. And we were talking about this day. And we knew that this day would come. Not just this building, but what you're going to see today is truly remarkable. And it's more than a milestone for our university. It's a promise. It's a promise that we are listening to the needs of our state's most rapidly growing region, and we will serve it. A promise that access to higher education must remain in reach to the communities we serve, and we will provide a best in industry and a best in class education to our students. And what you're going to see today, in typical Texas A&M system fashion, we will have just like this facility, best in class in every single thing that we build here on this 80-acre campus. And a promise that Tarleton State University is not waiting for the future. The future is here. The reason that this city is growing so fast, it's because of opportunity. And so this Fort Worth campus represents opportunity. It represents, just like you heard from Charlie, opportunity for students who need flexibility. Opportunity for working professionals ready to advance, upskilling, reskilling. An opportunity for working professionals that just want to gain. We call it a leg up in higher ed, but it's an opportunity for this region to be fueled by a highly educated, highly skilled workforce. And what we are creating here is a launching point for the future of Texas, built by Texans. 97% of our students at Tarleton State University come from the great state and country of Texas. And we're really proud of that. It's a place where innovation meets development, where programs are aligned with workforce demand. And that's something else I'm really proud of Dr. Kapp and her team. And to be candid, it's probably as much as her team, because she deploys her team into the community, into events, to have conversations with the Steve Montgomerys of the world to ask the questions, what can we do better to meet your workforce needs? help us understand where we're heading from a workforce standpoint, and where students can step into classrooms that are designed for how they live, work, and learn today. Think about all of us that graduated many years ago. Could you imagine being a college student today? And I get to live among 20,000 of them. We live right in the middle of campus. And I'm still clueless on a day-to-day basis in terms of technology and AI, just how fast education is changing. And you will see continued growth in academic offerings, expanded partnerships with industry and community leaders, and a campus experience that reflects both the strength of Tarleton State and the energy of Fort Worth, Crowley, and our surrounding communities. And you're going to hear from a couple of our students that their story and how we're stepping up to meet that need. We are building something intentional here, something measurable, impactful, and sustainable that will serve generations to come. At our core, Tarleton State has always been about access, opportunity, and affordability, transforming lives and inspiring generations. And this campus is a direct extension of that mission. We are finishing our 126th year. This summer we'll enter our 127th year. And we believe that talent, although we were founded in Stephenville, Texas, 127 years ago, this region, first the state, looks very different, and the region looks very different. But what we believe is that that talent should not be limited by geography. We believe potential should not be defined by circumstance. And I want to tell a quick story about geography, meaning this place. Steve's heard this story before. It was early June of late May 2019. Kendall and I land in Fort Worth, and so they're going to bring us to this site. They're going to take us to Tarleton State, Fort Worth first, and then on to Stephenville for our visit. So Kendall and I are in the back, two gentlemen in the front driving us here. And we're driving on Chisholm, and Kendall said, "Where are they taking us?" And I said, we're going to the Fort Worth campus. And she said, "No, we're not." She said, "Fort Worth behind us." She said, "Look, the city." And she wasn't wrong then, right? 8 years ago, she wasn't wrong. And I think about the growth of this place, Dr. Hall. I think about the growth of your home here. Think about how much this place has grown. And I remember then Chancellor Sharp and some of the board members, Chairman Albritton and Regent Hernandez, and they would constantly just say, "Trust us. The rooftops are coming. This is strategic, and they are here." Boy, were they right. And so now it's our responsibility to meet the students where they are. And guess where they are, Dr. Hall? They're here. They're right here. And so we want to help take them where they want to go. So Tarleton State is how we live out that commitment in real, tangible ways. It's how we expand our reach. It's how we deepen our impact. And it's how we continue to honor our legacy while boldly stepping into the future. And what we build here in Fort Worth will play a critical role in shaping that future. So I want to just close by saying a sincere thank you to all of you for your continued support, belief, faith, and commitment to our students, to the university, to the system, for being part of this vision. This was John Tarleton's vision. If you read some of the notes that he left and some of the handwritten notes, they're pretty, 127 years later, it's really extraordinary to think about the creed in which he established to create this. It was grounded on three things: access, opportunity, and affordability. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing John Tarleton's vision to life right here. One man left his life's fortune to create this very special place we all call, for us, we call it home. For you, you call it a partner, a university. So Godspeed to each of you, and may you forever bleed purple. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. Hurley. Planning and work of this magnitude happens through partnership, shared vision, and a commitment to the community. To continue that conversation, we would like to invite a few special guests for a fireside chat as we begin to understand why this city, why this community, and why this moment. Please help me welcome the following to the front: City of Fort Worth Mayor Maddie Parker, District 6 Councilwoman Mia Hall, City of Fort Worth City Manager Jay Chapa, and of course, President Dr. James Hurley to moderate.
All right. Fireside chat without the fire. So first, to our panelists, I just want to say thank you for joining us this evening. We want this to be fun. We want this to be informative. So let's get right into the conversation. So what's happening in Fort Worth right now isn't by accident. I think all of you know that. It's alignment. It's across leadership, infrastructure, and prioritizing the things that matter the most, and that's our people. So we're going to do a lightning round. Okay, lightning round first. And that's Dr. Cap strategically moved herself in position. I know what that means. She'll give me the old, let's keep moving. Let's go. I know this. We've been down this road a few times. So I have our first opening question, and I'll start with Mayor and then Dr. Hall, and then we'll work down the line. What is the single best opportunity for Fort Worth right now? I know it's an unfair question.
Higher education.
I love it.
Oh, you want me to answer? I thought it was like a two-word answer. No, we can go expand on that.
30 seconds.
Okay. So, and I know that probably feels like I was taking an opportunity considering where we are today, but I really do believe that, right? The amount of competition that our higher education institutions have engendered in Fort Worth is fantastic for our city and for the county. And for that, we're incredibly thankful. But candidly, what Tarleton is doing in this location on this campus with so much intention is not by mistake. And I think our responsibility, I know that we'll have a chance to talk about that both with Dr. Hall and with Jay, is to harness what is happening right now, keep our competition edge in place, but also pay attention to what partnership looks like. That has been the secret of DFW in Fort Worth for a very long time. And even though y'all are competitive, if our friends at TCU are here, and Texas A&M, of course, is a system, and Texas Wesleyan and UTA, but that is very healthy. And I have to compliment, this audience doesn't get to see that. Maybe Robert has in the past and people like Steve, but when we have a really big economic development opportunity that happens in this city, and you call on, and I've called on higher education to all sit in the same room and pitch from the same deck, everybody does it. And we're really thankful for that. So definitely higher education.
Well, and I think it's critical that for the audience to know that you have a group of presidents that really believe in a high tide will raise all boats. Collectively, we will never do enough to meet the need. We're still going to fall short. So before I ask Dr. Hall to answer that same question, I just have to say a few things about her. She was part as a member of the school board here, and we're going to talk more about the partnership in Crowley, and you're going to hear from one of our students. But they had a need, we had an opportunity, and no one championed that effort more for her students, not, just to be candid, not for this university, not even for the community, but for her kids. That's when I knew that we had someone very special representing us on the school board. And then now she's representing us on a much larger scale as her council member. And I couldn't be more proud of how you advocate for those kids. And you were part of helping create the opportunity. And I love it when I pull on this campus in the morning, because this campus was largely designed originally as a degree completer campus. So in the mornings we have available space and we have opportunity. But I love it when those yellow school buses pull up and they unload hundreds, not just a few, hundreds of kids every single day. And we're going to hear about that experience and what an impact it's making on their lives. And you were a big part of that. So let's give Dr. Hall a big hand for championing that for us. So the question was, what is the single biggest opportunity for Fort Worth right now?
Okay, I hope my answer goes along with all of that acknowledgement you just gave me. I'm going to say growth. I think you observed it just on your commute over here, all of the growth and the potential that we have, not just in the city of Fort Worth, but particularly here in District 6. As you come down the Chisholm, and I remember when I was the last neighborhood, and then it was Cal, so your wife was not wrong to be suspicious. But there has been a tremendous amount of growth, and so we have an opportunity with that. There's so much opportunity for connectivity, so much economic growth, as even evidenced by Autobahn, investing in our community, being a partner just in this event alone. So I'm excited by the tremendous amount of growth that we have. I always talk about all of the unlimited potential that we have in District 6. And so not only are y'all a partner in this work, but you're also giving our community, our citizens, our students the opportunity to have the education they need to catapult them to the next level. So I'm excited about the growth.
Speaking of cattle, Kim McQuistion, raise your hand. She opened this campus as our first dean, and the first month we had cows literally in the parking lot, right? Well, we'll stick with the cattle. Stick with the cattle. All right, Jay, they've two great answers. So what's the single biggest opportunity for Fort Worth right now? And you're going to bring a very different perspective for us.
Yeah, I think, so Fort Worth right now, we're having a moment, I think, in general, overall. And the universities and the investment being made by the universities is one of those things that are leading to the moment. There's a whole bunch of others. And I think the biggest single opportunity is us taking advantage of the moment as a community, as a city, as leaders, to really make the most out of that opportunity, right? Because the moments come and moments leave, and we need to work together to make sure that it doesn't pass before we actually make these great things that are ahead of us come to fruition. So that's what I'd say.
So I want to stay with you and come back in descending order. So you played a key part in helping us start this campus. Without you and your team back in 2016, really, when we acquired this property, other great friends here as well. You were the assistant manager, and so this kind of growth doesn't happen without the intentional investment. So what are the critical decisions or infrastructure that makes expansion possible in this part of the city? What should our audience know that we don't see all of the things?
We're going to talk about water lines.
I know. Well, let's do it.
And then we're going to lose all of you.
It's part of it. So really, this project, this university is here, and it's one of the things I think Fort Worth does really well, and it's because an opportunity kind of fell out of the sky for a public-private partnership to occur. A developer from Canada, of all places, development group, bought all this property and said Fort Worth's going to blow up, and then they came down here and they realized part of this property, the sewer runs the wrong way away from the city and all sorts of stuff, and the costs associated.
But it was the best $1 we ever spent.
Well, then Tarleton
somewhere.
Then kept the dollar.
And then there's conversation, I think, between Tarleton and the mayor at the time, Betsy Price, and Jungus Jordan, who was a council member at the Price.
Where is Jungus? Where is Jungus? Jungus, stand up for a second.
There he is.
Let's give Jungus Jordan a big hand. He was a big part of that back in 2016. I think he brokered the $1 deal.
And he did. So he came. He shows up in my office and says, Tarleton's willing to put a real campus in Fort Worth because you all were leasing a spot over off the West Loop, I think. And they'll put a campus here, and Walton's willing to make it happen with their property, but we got to help them on how to get the infrastructure. And so that's where I put the best team that we have in city government, from employees and folks that know what they're doing. And we devised the idea of creating the first public improvement district for capital in Fort Worth, and the developer agreed to it, and we had to herd a lot of cats, and we had to send the right people into some of these not Walton owners of property where we had to, extend water and sewer lines for 2 and 3 miles. But at the end of the day, it all came together, and it's a beautiful thing, right? It's one of the things I love about local government is we actually do something, and 10 years later, I get to see the fruits of that. And so it took a while, and I tell you what, Tarleton folks were awesome. The developer did everything they said they were going to do. That's right. It's when the university system people showed up, and they said they were going to tell us what to do. And then they sat down with us and they realized everybody knew what they were doing, and they were great in that they let us just move forward with the project, which was great.
I was wondering where that was going, Jay, because I was not going to be the president tomorrow.
You did not want to get a phone call from Chancellor Hager.
No, it was
Chancellor Hager calling me saying, how did that panel go?
It was great because I've seen it the other way from others. We've done this all over the state. We know what they're going to do. And when they figured out everything's moving in the right direction, they said, take care of it.
So the biggest roadblock then, water, clearly. And it wasn't just, it was infrastructure. It was underground stuff we couldn't see, right?
Right, it was water and sewer really. And it's, for you non-developers, the whole thing about sewer is that it needs to roll downhill, right? And where this sits, and
Here all day, folks.
In higher ed, it all rolls downhill.
Right.
We get it.
It's not hard. It's not hard. And the water department's not called the water and sewer department. It's all water. Just some is dirty. So, but where this big part of this property lies, it goes that way, right? And so there's no sewer plant south of here.
No, we know.
It's that way. And so in order to get to the sewer plant, you had to put in a pipe that basically you have to pump it uphill.
Mayor prepared
and
you.
it's a long ways.
He prepared you for that response.
But don't you feel great that this is our city manager, folks, right?
I do.
Jay is the best. All right,
Well, he keeps asking questions.
No, I do have one question, but I need a short answer, okay? So we know here, but and I often wonder this when I'm driving through Fort Worth, driving to the airport, whatever. I think about each of you. I do, because we're trying to cash flow the fastest growing university in not only in the state but in the system, or in the country. That's really hard. So Tarleton State is the fastest growing university in the state, fastest growing comprehensive public university in the country. So we mirror, the issues are very similar. So what is the, comprehensively, not just related to this campus and in this region, but what's the one big roadblock right now? Is it access to water? I mean, we hear lots of things.
Not for Fort Worth.
Okay.
I think the biggest roadblock is keeping up with growth and funds.
Yeah,
to do so.
exactly. Keeping up. It's the same for us. Someone asked me, what's our biggest challenge? It's infrastructure. We can't build it fast enough. Was that fair to say for each of you? Absolutely, yeah. Well, you all are doing a great job, and we appreciate it. Dr. Hall, now I need you to clean that brown. Let's get away from brown running water here. We've heard you say, and you've said this many times, and we are thankful that you say this. You've said that Tarleton State Fort Worth is District 6 University. And when everything is working together, what does success look like for the students and family you serve? So I want to ask you that part first, and then I have a second part.
Okay. So,
And what makes you say that?
What
We love it. We want you to say it as loudly as you can.
So, anecdotally, and it's research, right? We all know that an educated community is a thriving community. And so way out here in District 6, and I say way out here because it is way out here for some, a lot of people don't come this way, just the proximity to education and opportunity that this university brings. And so I say that you're the official University of District 6 because you're right here. Yeah. And no longer do we have to travel somewhere else outside of our district. We don't have to leave District 6 or, the southern part of the city to get that opportunity, like Mr. Short, his testimony, right? So it's right here at our back door. So that's what I mean by you are the official University of District 6. What that looks like, for me, to your point, and I was going to mention this in my response, when y'all moved here, for me as a veteran K-12 educator and at that time a school board trustee, I'm like, y'all got to plug in. We've got to plug in. This is an opportunity for our kids to have dual credit. This is an opportunity for our kids to have exposure to college life and all of those things. And so the fact that you were so receptive to that, and it was up and running really quick and very well. And so we've seen the fruits of our labor and the manifestations from those partnerships already. But what it looks like is parents and community and the culture that we create in this community around a value for education, K-12, higher education, and what those opportunities bring. They bring the opportunity, they open the doors, and believe it or not, I'm first gen in my family. My mother and father did not graduate from college, and so I do realize what doors that opens. And I've had an opportunity from 25 years of serving with my partner here and in the work, Dr. Molinar, of educating so many students. And so this is where it all culminates, and this is the beginning for some people's journeys, and it changes the trajectory not only just for our students, but for their entire families, and ultimately our community and our city. So.
Well,
I'm excited
we're
about all
thankful.
the partnerships and
We're
opportunities.
thankful for the partnership. And you've seen so step back, non-council, but go back to school board. You listen, you live among the families. What's the biggest impact that you think we, higher ed, but particularly Tarleton State, we're having not on the students, but the families? Because like you, I too, first gen Pell recipient, and we know that it impacts the generations thereafter, but what it also does is it impacts the generations that are watching it manifest in front of them.
And so, and to your point, it's that culture. It's that culture, and that people have the value of education, and it's right here. So when I think about District 6, I think about Tarleton. I mean, I think about you being a part of it. You are a significant, integral part of our community. And so as our students have that opportunity to come here and that program continues to grow with Crowley ISD and Fort Worth ISD and the families that take advantage of it, we've got families coming from other parts of the community coming up the Chisholm northbound to go to Tarleton. And so this is such a connector. And as we all watch and witness the manifestations and the outcomes that come out of this university and the growth that it brings, we already see the economic development that's coming just because of this time that you've been here. And it's a short time, but the impact has been so dramatic and impactful. So I think that, I don't know, I'm excited about it. And to speak to something you mentioned earlier, it's the people that are doing the work. I don't think that should be lost on anybody. Dr. Cap is a perfect person to have here. She is a ray of sunshine, she's a ball of energy, and she's easy to talk to. And so when she has ideas, I want to listen and I want to execute on those ideas. And the same thing with you also, Dr. Hurley, and also with Mayor. It's just interesting to see how our paths have all been intertwined, Dr. Sines, over this time. And so it seems like we're at this precipice and everyone is in the right place at the right time to do this really important work. So I've said a lot of words. I got excited like the sewer, but I'm excited.
No, I'm glad you got us off the sewer. Now
So I'll wrap it up.
Think about the little places.
I'm gonna ask the mayor to close us out, and this question really is around growth and vision, and we're so fortunate to have the mayor. I described her as the higher education mayor, but her vision is incredible. So as Fort Worth continues to grow at an incredible pace, what's the one thing we must get right now to ensure that growth translates into long-term opportunities? Because some cities that you are surpassing in the rankings, you're passing them for a reason, right? I mean, part of it is us, but part of it is they've stumbled and lost their way as well. So we certainly don't want to do that in this region.
Well, I would like to think that it's truly maybe the inspiration of why I wanted to be the mayor in the first place. It bears repeating. I was leading the Tarrant 2 and 3 partnership, work that I was so proud By the way, Dr. Cap was employee number 1 at T3. And we were embarking on this amazing journey to make sure all of our students, every student in Fort Worth and Tarrant County, had a true opportunity, their pathway to college, career, military success. And that is something we are still striving to do. But the one word that we really focus on, I have attempted in my own family to focus on, is leadership. And sometimes when God comes calling, you don't know what he's really wanting you to do. And sometimes you're like, you want me to do what? But I think all of us in this room really are contributors to leading this awesome city that we're a part of. And we have to harness that and hold on to it. I know that both of my colleagues on this panel could speak to this. When you travel on behalf of this city and you're in other places, when you speak for me, when I'm speaking to other mayors, yes, their problems are similar, but their problems are also quite different because they don't have the leadership that exists in a city this size, and it really is special. And maybe that's our advantage, right? The city of Fort Worth was a much smaller city just 20 years ago. I often remind folks in the mid-90s, we hovered around 450, 500,000 people. Now we're 1 million and about to pass the city of Austin. And all of you, if I asked you, if you live in Fort Worth, you're like, I love being a big city, but I don't want to lose that small town feel. And it might mean something different to all of you, but that ability to say you have community and neighborhood and you know who your people are and you feel like a belonging is there and you feel supported is so vitally important. And I think the reason Dr. Hall has called you District 6 University is because you do provide that community. You are leading in this area in a way that is incredibly special, right? I remember, Dr. Hurley's heard me talk about this before. I grew up in Hyco, neighbor to Stephenville, and Tarleton was the first campus I ever got to visit. My aunt was going back to school as an adult learner, and she was getting her degree in history at Tarleton State, and she had a bunch of teenage girls that we were bugging her, so she took us to class. And Tarleton does that beautifully and probably better than any other university. An opportunity to see kids where they are. It's why Mia wanted her Crowley students to be a part of Tarleton because she knew they'd be successful. This university's ability to help first-generation students is above anybody else. And I think that's why you're growing, right? This moment when higher education is struggling mightily about what their future looks like, Tarleton's not struggling. And you're not struggling because you're also part of a city, I would like to think, that has embraced you and wanted you to be successful all along the way. So maybe my pledge to you as your mayor is I'll keep leading in my lane, and I need you to keep leading in yours. And as you can tell, I'm one person on the council. How lucky am I to have Mia at my side? How lucky am I to have a city manager here today that's leading and cares about sewer lines? And we've got amazing city leadership here that's on the front row also. We're all a part of this in this journey. Jungus left council years ago, but he's still here showing up on behalf of District 6, and he wants to be a part of that success story. That is the story of Fort Worth, which is so incredibly powerful, and I just don't want us to lose sight of that and forget it. And here's what's great, y'all. If you live in Fort Worth, you can help us do that, because we have an election on Saturday. A bond election that we all need you to show up and vote in that election. So if you have not done that yet, please be a part of leading in Fort Worth on Saturday, because our future really does depend on it. And Jay wants to build more sewer lines.
Do it for the kids. Do it for the sewage and the kids.
Dr. Cap's like, no, that's not our tagline in our next campaign.
She's winding us up. Yeah.
Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean. How awesome. How awesome.
The women that work with you are horrified over here, by the way.
Yeah. Is he like this all the time? Yeah. He is when I'm around him, but I get giddy because usually we get a good bargain. So how lucky, you talked about how lucky you are to work and how fortunate you are, but we're so fortunate to have all of you. And at the end of the day, everything that we're doing, it's not for us. We're paving a smoother path for others to follow. And I think that's really important for us to remember. A lot of our students in Texas over the next decade to 2 decades are going to look very similar. Our fastest growing sector of high school graduates are our Hispanic female sector population. And 70+%, and then the numbers vary in different regions, but across the state, about 70% of those students will come as first gen, just like myself. Highly intelligent, they're more prepared. Our students coming in are more prepared than we've seen in a long time, more fluent. So it's ironic we're seeing the number of first-gen students go up, but the number of Pell recipient students are going down. And I think that's because we have a great economy. There's jobs. Parents have opportunities. So I think each of you said it. This is the perfect time and the perfect place for us to pave a smoother path for everyone. And what you heard was, it's alignment, it's vision, it's execution, and that leads to impact. So if you would please give our panelists a big hand for joining us today and their leadership. And also all of our council members and school board members here at Tarleton State, we very much thank you. Well done. Thanks, Jay.
Thank you all. Your leadership, your presence here this evening, and your support ground us and center us on what's ahead. The heartbeat of everything we do at Tarleton State is students, our stories, our aspirations, and the opportunities that make this work possible. It is now my privilege to introduce two students whose experiences reflect the impact of Tarleton State, Fort Worth, and the promise ahead. Please welcome our current first-year student speaker, Alyssa Gavril, followed by our Tarleton Today student speaker from Crowley ISD, Valerie De La Mora.
Thank you. As he said, I am Alyssa Gavril. I am a first-time in college student this year, majoring in elementary education, and I am also a fellow first-gen student. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so my journey to Tarleton State Fort Worth wasn't something that I had planned out from the very beginning, but looking back, it is exactly where I am meant to be. It ended up being exactly where I'm meant to be, and I love it. So growing up in Fort Worth, I always knew that I wanted to go to college somewhere near home, but be able to venture off and have my own experience and grow as a person by myself. And Tarleton State Fort Worth gave me just that opportunity. When it came to choosing a college, I had only considered a few other options, touring only 2 other campuses, and as soon as I stepped foot on this campus, I knew that this was exactly where I was meant to be and what I wanted to call home. It was the perfect opportunity to have the mix of my hometown, but also be able to have my own experiences as well and be able to grow. So now that I'm wrapping up my first year on campus, I can tell you that I've really enjoyed every second that I have stepped foot on this campus. It makes it, Tarleton Fort Worth is very welcoming, and it makes it very easy to be able to have your own experience and be able to meet new people and get very involved and plugged in here on campus. One of the ways, as you can see on your paper, is being a Texan rep, which I get to do right now. I get to help the student life, and I really enjoy it. So I also love how the faculty and staff show that they truly care about their students' success, not just in academics, but in life as well, and they show that very clearly. Being in Fort Worth has given me the comfort of home, but at the same time, I'm learning to be more independent and responsible in my college life. Overall, I hope my amazing experience that I get to share with y'all and other students as well gives them the comfort and peace to come and join our family. Thank y'all.
Hi, my name is Valerie De La Mora, and I'm a senior with Crowley High School. I take dual credit classes here at Tarleton, and coincidentally, I am also first gen. When I joined, thank you. When I joined the Tarleton Today program, I got more than dual credit classes. I got a glimpse of what college life could look like. Walking onto a real campus for class made all the difference. It didn't feel like just another high school experience or a high school program. It made me feel part of the Texan community. Each class I took during my junior and senior years became something I genuinely looked forward to, not only because of the quality education, but because professors made learning engaging and meaningful. Through Tarleton Today, college stopped feeling distant and started feeling possible. The Tarleton State Fort Worth is about belonging, and seeing myself here has increased my confidence and exposure to life after high school. Thank you for the opportunity to be with you guys this evening.
All right, students, if you'll stay up here for just a second. And Charlie, come back too, Charlie. Charlie, we'd love to have you. Can we give the three of them the biggest, let's hear it for them, the biggest round of applause. Come on out. We could not do this work without you. So we heard that we had an extra guest in the room, okay? So as he comes out, I think we're going to cue some music. We have some gifts for you to say thank you, and let's give them a really final thank you for being part. Thank you so much. Come on, Oscar P., if y'all want to get your gifts. Thank you so much. All right, so as our Plowboys kind of move stage, we're going to get started with this kind of final segment. And I'm glad that we were able to spend time talking about the why, because thank you, Plowboys. Can we hear it for the Plowboys? Thank you guys so much. We so appreciate you. As we think about the why, and we think about this moment, and we think about this city, and we think about the work underway, it's in large part because of the vision of this community, and so that's what's made this so important. You heard from Valerie, thank you so much. You heard from Valerie, our student from Crowley ISD, and it's such a joy. I met her at Waffle Wednesday yesterday. We had some waffles together. And why this program was so important, as it was mentioned 2 years ago, and you'll see this picture here, we signed a dual credit partnership with Crowley, and this next year we'll have 350 high school students taking college level credit here. We also will continue to ensure that we host events. Many of our ISD partners in the room, those that are new and those that continue, we are honored to be a part of your journey and a part of the work. And we wanted to take a special moment to recognize a longtime educator and friend as well, Dr. Karen Molinar, who's in the room. If you'll please stand or wave your hand, can we please give our dearest thanks, Fort Worth ISD, and all the work that's been underway could not have been possible without your support. So thank you. Thank you. This next photo you're going to see here is a really beautiful one because it just illustrates what we get to do in spaces just like this. This was Battle of the Books from one of our school districts, and we were happy to do it. So this is our why, and these students are the center of everything we do. So the moment we've all been waiting for, I know. The buildup and the anticipation was key because what you're about to see is actually centered in everything we've already talked about. We've heard tonight about growth, about what's already happening across this region. But what makes this moment different, perhaps, is that we're no longer just talking about potential. We're designing for it, we're building it, and we're doing it with intention, with partners, with industry, and with business. Our region, and may I boldly say, doesn't just need more higher education options. We need a model that meets students where they are with two things at its core: access and opportunity. A model that connects students and their families directly to what John Tarleton in 1899 had set forth. So tonight, as we celebrate and unveil how Tarleton State Fort Worth is both rooted in tradition and rising with ambition right here in North Texas, we want to show you what that looks like. We want to show you when vision becomes tangible and partnerships like Autobahn Fort Worth and many others that you're going to hear from tonight take shape. When everything we talk about today and everything we're here to celebrate actually becomes much more real in a visual way. So this is not about what could happen someday. This is what's already beginning right here. Let's watch.
Nearly 50 years ago, Tarleton State University took its first steps in Fort Worth. 8 students, 1 program, and a bold belief in education. The future of Fort Worth is rising, and Tarleton State is helping lead the way. Our Rooted and Rising campaign honors Tarleton State's deep history in Fort Worth and the momentum carrying us forward as we grow alongside one of the fastest growing regions in the nation, serving Tarrant County, North Texas, and beyond. With nearly 2,700 students today, our updated master plan charts a bold path forward, expanding access, opportunity, and affordability for more than 10,000 learners by 2035. This vision is about more than growth. It's about designing a campus and a future that is built around students, extending Tarleton State's distinctive hands-on educational experience to more Texans than ever before. In the years ahead, we will add state-of-the-art facilities for high-demand, workforce-aligned programs, explore opportunities for on-campus housing, and create expanded access through a direct overpass from Chisholm Trail Parkway. This new gateway, Tarleton State Parkway, will quite literally open new pathways to opportunity. And our impact reaches beyond our campus on Chisholm Trail. Beginning in fall 2026, Tarleton State will expand into downtown at Texas A&M Fort Worth, bringing high-demand programs in medical laboratory sciences, biotechnology, biomedical sciences, and more, placing students at the center of innovation, industry, and opportunity. Together, these investments reflect nearly 50 years of commitment to Fort Worth, and an even greater promise for what comes next. Fueled by partnerships, driven by access, anchored in community. Because our rise isn't happening alone. It's built alongside industry partners, civic leaders, supporters, faculty, staff, and students, all united by a belief in transforming lives and strengthening our region. From our Fort Worth roots in 1978 to a bold vision for what's ahead, Tarleton State University is rooted in this community and rising to meet the future. Discover what's next at tarleton.edu/Vision Fort Worth. Rooted in tradition, rising with ambition. Tarleton State Fort Worth.
Something to celebrate. So there are many, many thank yous. Thank you to Bennett Partners, Broadus Planning, Dunaway, Schaefer, to our executive leadership team and colleagues who served on the Master Plan Committee. All of this was over a 9-month process, but I actually want to take us to quick visuals. You'll see these in the reception area at the end of tonight, but let me take you through these very, very swiftly because of time, but just so that we can relish and take these in. This first slide that you see here is the signature Tarleton State gates. This is more than just an entrance to our campus. It's an arrival, a place that signals to students and this community that you belong here. The next visual is the quad. At the center of it all is connection. Spaces designed for students to gather, collaborate, and center on community. The next is the student amphitheater. Spaces that aren't just functional, but alive. Dr. Ortega and I talk about this all the time. We need to make sure students feel centered in a space where their voices can be heard, their experiences can be lived, and the heartbeat of campus can be felt. In this aerial image, you can see the Alumni and Visitor Center. Any alumni in the house? Tarleton State Fort Worth alumni. Can we hear it for them? We're so glad that you're with us. This will become the front door. It's the building that you see on the left-hand side of campus, right there at Visitors and Alumni Center, not just for students, but for partners in our entire region. And it's been about how do we eliminate barriers? How do we do this in a way that becomes not just buildings, but hope? And so we're proud to really say more formally that we're actively planning for a child development center, which you see here on this campus, and found through a survey that we did this last year that nearly 50% of our students who currently parent would take advantage of this particular service. It is about removing barriers and planning for what's ahead. This next one is a shift, a residential shift, if I may say, and importantly, something that we believe changes outcomes. We will look at creating a connected campus through a housing and residential model. We're actively studying this with partners like Scion, who are in town tonight to celebrate this milestone with us because, again, belonging changes lives. Fort Worth students, faculty, and staff that are in the room will be opportunities to connect and celebrate and provide focus groups over this next year. But the hope for this is to intentionally connect with our friends in Fort Worth and Crowley to make a true mixed use and really a place and a space for the community can join. The bird's eye view. This is a campus designed around students, around access, and around the future of Tarrant County and the surrounding community. And I think the only time I really heard a major applause was for the overpass. Can we say yes? For faculty and staff, are we excited? Are we ready? I think so. This next visual will show you the same thing, but it will pop up exactly where things will be in partnership with NTTA and, of course, our friends at the City of Fort Worth. I know Lauren is in the room. Lauren, are you here? And team, thank you so much for the work that you've done in this space. Not only will this overpass offer access and opportunity, but no longer will it be called Worth Creek Parkway. It will officially be Tarleton State Parkway. Enrollment projections. We heard in our fireside chat, the demand is here. This is how we meet it. This is how projects like the overpass, this is how we get to where we've been to where we are. This campus in particular by 2035 will reach 10,000 students, and by 2044 reach approximately 16,000 students, something to celebrate. And as we prepare for all of this, access is everything. How about the Trinity Metro bus outside? Can we hear it for our friends at Trinity Metro? So I'm going to walk over here to Rich, go off script just a second, but we're on a timeline, so I can't go too off script, Rich. Rich Andreski and his entire team for Trinity Metro. Can you stand up just real quick? Let's say thank you and honor this group. Thank you. You're going to see some of these slides. We are committed as an institution, as the A&M system, as individuals in the space to look at continued access related to what's already being used, Trinity Metro, on-demand bus routes to and from campus with extension of TexRail being in our long-term plans. And when Rich and his team, Annette Landeros and the group, had their inaugural lunch not too long ago, they showed this visual. And it's actually a visual that demonstrates and illustrates the power of higher education right here in our area, our city, and our metroplex to connect someday TexRail to each of our higher education institutions. This is what it calls and what it's meant to dream big, to think big, and to do big. And we're honored to just be in a space where we can do that together. Let's give another round of applause to Trinity Metro. So this isn't just a plan on paper. This is our vision for Tarleton State, Fort Worth. Our compass for how we proactively build momentum. And as you'll see, and as we repeat this base slide again here and over, we are rooted in tradition. And we are rising here at Tarleton State, Fort Worth with ambition. all of because the people in this room, for those that are watching via live stream, I know our Crowley ISD superintendent, Dr. McFarland and team are in a trustees meeting. You're probably going to watch this after, but know that we're so grateful and thankful. And I want to speak a moment to our Fort Worth faculty and staff. If you're a Fort Worth faculty or staff member, can you take a stand if you're able? Let's recognize you real fast. Fort Worth faculty and staff. This group, you are an instrumental part to how this plan that we just saw will actually unfold. And I'm going to say it intentionally, and that your strengths, your talents, your research. Dr. Ayer is here, and we're celebrating a tremendous, tremendous effort with research. A sense of belonging. Dr. Ben is here, and we talk about the sense of belonging so much for all of our students, veterans, for all of our students. Our faculty and staff are so much a part of making that a reality. Your expertise and your commitment are going to make this possible. So thank you on behalf of our entire team. So in these last moments of today's program, we want to highlight briefly, but importantly, 2 specific partners in this work. And as we invite Dr. David Sines, the interim president and CEO of the T3 Partnership, to the stage, let's take another look at the screens.
Tarrant County is growing, evolving, and thriving. Businesses need skilled workers, and students are seeking fulfilling careers. But how can we connect talent to opportunity more effectively? We listened to parents, students, educators, and industry partners, and they all agreed. The current education to workforce ecosystem is ineffective in meeting the demands of a vibrant community. We needed to find an innovative way to make the complex process of connecting education pathways to career opportunities simple. Our solution, T3 Pathways to Careers, or T3P2C. Let's explore how it works. Meet Alexis. Like many students today, she dreams of a bright future, but finds herself stuck in a traffic jam of options. She's faced with acronyms like PTEC, ECHS, IBC, TSI, and CCMR that have little meaning on the surface, but mean everything in terms of reducing the cost of college or securing a family-sustaining wage job. The road to her future seems more like a maze than a path. T3 Pathways to Careers leverages tools like the Texas Reality Check and the RISEC assessment to support Alexis and her advisor in exploring how her lifestyle goals and interests align with future career options. Together, they create a personalized plan that connects her dreams to the steps she needs to take now. Alexis can match her career personality to high school pathway options, track her progress toward being TSI met, and explore dual credit and certification programs that will reduce the cost of college while accelerating her journey to success. T3P2C connects Alexis to durable skills training, real job opportunities, and college programs that increase her future earning potential while aligning her education with the needs of today's workforce. T3P2C empowers students like Alexis to make their dreams a tangible reality. With T3 Pathways to Careers, we're not just building a stronger workforce, we're building brighter futures, one student at a time.
Well, this is just another great way to end a day in Fort Worth, isn't it? I see amongst us, I see colleagues, I see partners, but most importantly, I see friends. We can't do this work we're talking about without the connections that we have. So, and T3, our motto is make sure that our students are being supported through clear pathways to bright futures. And that would not be possible without Tarleton State. So let's give Tarleton State a round of applause. You know, together, our work is to demystify, to provide access. We've talked about access today, and ultimately to make sure our students take hold of that opportunity that we've spoken about today. They have a life in front of them that we here together are helping be a part of in the future. With that, I want to introduce the Innovation Lab powered by Tarleton State at TCC. In fact, The Pathways to Careers platform that you just saw is being built within this innovation lab. So not only are we talking about access and opportunity, we're talking about innovation. We're talking about the times where Dr. Cap or anybody in here texts me and says, we have an idea. Well, we have a physical place in which those ideas become reality. We get to design intentionally for the future, and that physical space is here to do that now. You know, we have 225 T3 scholars at Tarleton State. Together, through collaboration and impact, those students have a bright future in front of them because of what you have provided and the partnership you've created. T3 wouldn't be here without that. This lab will make sure that we continue to innovate on that future. This lab will continue to build on that platform itself. So, coming in the fall of 26, going back in the future, we have Explore Majors. If you saw the video, it was very brief. There was a student there that was rifling through all their choices. Well, powered by Tarleton State, we've developed a feature called Explore Majors, where students will be able to take their RIASEC assessment, take everything they've done in school, take the Texas Reality Check or the lifestyle calculator that we're building now, and map it directly to their majors at Tarleton State and our other higher education partners within the city. Demystifying that pathway. In front of you, and here in front of me, I see individuals where our pathways, we went through them. We had barriers, and we're here experiencing that success. We need to fill more and more rooms like this where we can't even build a room to hold the amount of opportunity and success that our students will find. And we will continue to do so. This Explore Majors pathway or feature will allow our students to see what is interested to them, and it'll connect directly to their workforce. They will be able to select a major and see the jobs that are connected to it and what their future could be. Because the future is there, and we're here, and we are here building it for them to take it. And I'll end with this. Our partnership is rooted in collaboration for the good of all our students. We are rising to meet the needs of our region because of the partnerships, not only with Tarleton State, but with everybody else in the room. So thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the partnership. And I'll end my closing with this. And if you ever gotten an email from Dr. Cap, you know that it ends with one word: onward. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it one more time for T3 and Dr. David Sines. Thank you for being with us. And we are excited to open this space. We'll have a ribbon cutting this next year. So as we talk about the power of partnerships, this is about space. It is about ensuring that we meet students where they are. And what is happening most recently, I think I heard what Kayla, you said 100 days out. I think we're 100 days out, is Texas A&M Fort Worth. So as we celebrate this space, I'm honored to welcome Dr. McQuistion, Dr. Mack. I think this is going to catch on sometime soon. Dr. Mack. And I want to say thank you on behalf of our team. Dr. Hurley and I talk about all the time. It was because of you and Dr. Kelly that we were able to initiate this campus on the ground. And because of so many in this room. But to learn from you and to serve alongside you and to still do this work together is tremendous. Let's welcome Dr. McQuistion and take a look at the screens as she comes up to the podium.
Texas A&M Fort Worth is unlike anything we've done before within the Texas A&M University system.
It really is this incredible marriage of academia and industry in ways that I'm not sure anyone really has attempted.
We're focused on developing high-impact programs in areas that matter most to North Texas. When we think about the two universities, both Texas A&M and Tarleton State, as well as 6 of the 8 state agencies, we're not just educating students, we're building a skilled, agile talent pipeline that will power the future of our economy. This is a 225,000 square foot building, 8 stories tall, in an urban environment. It's not only about the physical structure within a building, but all of the other things that the A&M system will bring that will really begin to impact not only Fort Worth, but North Texas for generations to come.
And we're building a platform for incredible students to get a great education. The exciting thing is we're already seeing that materializing.
Well, good evening. Howdy, Fort Worth. And happy Purple Thursday, Tarleton State University. And I must say that this morning as I combed through my closet and couldn't find more purple, Dr. Sherry Ben came up to me and said, "Hey, do you recognize this?" And I said, "Oh my gosh, that's one of the shirts I gave you, isn't it?" And so when I left this role back in the summer of 22 to take on this role leading the effort in downtown Fort Worth, I gave a lot of my purple items away to my friends. I see Dr. Ortega nodding her head, to some students. And so as I go through my closet, I don't have as much purple. So I was excited to give it, though, to friends who are like family so that it will still get good use here. Also, when I left, I think this comes full circle, Jay, when I left, I handed the sewer meetings off to Dr. Kayla Kelly. And so this is real. Like, I can't believe that we're still talking about it, and still through this program talking about it. And finally, I want to say thanks to Dr. Cap. Thanks for this opportunity to come and get to visit with you all here. It's always wonderful to come back to this campus. And, you know, anytime you get to be a part of something like this, from the beginning, I mean, I was here when we cut the ribbon in 2019 on the first building just across the plaza. But when you leave a role, you always hope that someone comes behind you that does bigger, better, bolder things. And I'm so grateful that Dr. Cap has stepped into this role because you have done that. Yes, absolutely. So it really is a privilege to get to come back here and visit with you all this evening. So let's talk a little bit about Texas A&M Fort Worth. I recognize that it says greetings on your card. Just like you've heard throughout the theme of lightning round, I'm also going to move through some of these quickly because I know I'm the only thing standing between you and a refreshment, a drink, a snack, and your drive home. So real quick, let's get started. Texas A&M Fort Worth is a true partnership between the city of Fort Worth, Tarrant County, and the Texas A&M University system. It's a statewide network, which the Texas A&M system, for those who don't know, is a statewide network of 12 universities and 8 state agencies, with Tarleton State being one of those universities. Our new campus will serve as an integrated hub for academic programs, workforce development, and both corporate and academic research. Much like Tarleton's growing presence here in Fort Worth, we are establishing a visible and expanding footprint on the southeast side of downtown Fort Worth. What is now a collection of empty parking lots is being transformed into an urban, mixed-use campus designed to support academic, research, and service programs led by Texas A&M system partners. The campus is anchored by the Law and Education Building, which is currently under construction, which you just saw, and scheduled to open for classes this fall. The second facility, the Research and Innovation Building A, is planned to break ground later this year, pending Board of Regents approval. Additional buildings will follow as programs and partnerships continue to grow. Texas A&M Fort Worth will bring together multiple universities and agencies from across the system, working side by side in shared facilities in downtown. 2 universities, which you already heard, Texas A&M University and Tarleton State University, will offer academic programs. So it's important to note that students enrolled at Texas A&M Fort Worth will actually obtain their degree from either Texas A&M University or Tarleton State University. They will not obtain a degree from Texas A&M Fort Worth itself. We currently have 6 of the 8 state agencies, along with 1 additional university, engaged in research and service initiatives on the campus. Together, these system members bring resources that align closely with the workforce needs of local industries. Our system members are already aligning their work with Fort Worth's strongest business sectors, including aerospace and national defense, agritech and food, healthcare and life sciences, and the growing media and entertainment industry. This campus is designed to spark collaboration and accelerate innovation across these sectors. Today's challenges and those ahead are increasingly complex and interconnected. Addressing them requires multidisciplinary collaboration, and this campus is designed to make that possible. I'd like to quickly share a few renderings. These first images are of the Law and Education Building. This facility will house academic programs from both Texas A&M and Tarleton State University. The space is dynamic and interconnected, including a signature grand staircase, specialized facilities for law, engineering, and health sciences, and a multi-purpose event space designed for use by our system members and the broader community. The first phase of the Research and Innovation Building will house the agencies and provides flexible space for academic and corporate research, professional and executive programs, workforce education, and hands-on training. Tarleton will also have research labs in this facility. We'll officially open the Law and Education Building on August 5th, and I look forward to welcoming Tarleton students for classes this fall. Before I turn it back over to Dr. Kapp, I want to express my gratitude to those of you who have supported Texas A&M system initiatives in Fort Worth for many years. You know who you are, and I hope that you can see your fingerprints on these different projects as they continue to evolve and grow. So in summary, because I know Dr. Kapp's going to officially close us out, but I want to recap real quickly what I heard. So a few words from our panelists, right? So just let these resonate for a minute, right? We heard higher education, we heard growth, and we heard cows. I'm going to take the cows as a personal one. This is a moment. Y'all, this is a moment, okay? Don't forget that. What Dr. Kapp shared from a master planning standpoint here, this is a moment for the university. This is a moment for the city of Fort Worth and for North Texas. Partnerships and opportunity. That's why we're here, right? One thing I love about Tarleton is that it does always feel like a family. And when I come here, I always just feel like I'm coming home. And I know our students feel the same way. This is the right place at the right time. We are all of a part of this success story, both for Tarleton and for Fort Worth. And then I feel like I need to end with the words of Jay Chapa. Just keep it clean. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Texas A&M Fort Worth. Okay, Dr. McQuiston, we'll be ready, boss. We'll be ready. We got 100 days, 100 days. Our medical laboratory science programs, our College of Nursing, I know is in the room. Thank you for all the work that you're doing to help make our opening and space at A&M Fort Worth possible. So as we close, I wanted to end with thanking a really specific group of individuals. And they've been getting ready outside during the program. They have been here since 6 a.m. this morning. This is our 4th event today in this space, and the only way you can do that is if you have a team that just shines. And I was telling our Vice President for Human Resources, Donnie, dare I say, I think we're moving into a thriving stage. Everyone knows your people are everything. While they enter the room, if y'all can hear me, please enter. Let's give them the most incredible, huge, big, thank you. Here for our Plowboys, our Fort Worth diplomats. We're going to keep clapping for y'all. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for believing in what we are talking about tonight. Oscar P., thank you for all the spirit. You've been here all day. We had preview day today. You've been here all day. Thank you, Oscar P. But thank you to this team. The president and I talk all the time about how it just, our people and our faculty and our staff and our students, number one, you matter. And when we think about moments like this, when we think about master plans and we think about possibility, it's about people. So Dr. Tiffany Carey Rebecca Wickersham, Dr. Saranya Graff, Julissa Arango, Autumn Partridge, all of our GAs, our students. Thank you for working so hard on this day. Because it literally is you, the why, the moment, the mission, the work. And I could literally go down the road and weigh and say name after name after name. Dr. Aronia King, Shavion Graham, Denasia, we love you. We've shared you across divisions. Thank you. To our Marcom team who made the videos, produced the videos, to all of our partners for making this possible, thank you. Let's give them one final round of applause. As they make their way out and get ready for the reception, for those that are able to stick with us, we are going to do two final things. Your pins, if everyone takes out their pins with their notepads here, this pin, it's like a magic trick, okay? If you wave this pin over your phone, have you seen this before? Okay, Joe's in the room. Joe, HF Custom Solutions, magic in the works. You wave this over your phone, it will take you directly to our full master plan. It will take you to a digital version of our vision book. So you'll see here on the screen a website that will have all the details. But past today, we want to equip you with everything you've heard tonight. This website is number one, and our vision book to the Schaefer team, Ken Schaefer and his team here in Fort Worth, they did a beautiful job. You'll get those on the way out. But this is about meeting that moment with anticipation. And we're thrilled to embark on these next steps. So with that, thank you to Autobahn Fort Worth for sponsoring the reception ahead. Enjoy the refreshments, all the refreshments and the goodies outside. We'll do it. I know, you've lost us. I know. It's like the QR code. It's the QR code. I'll teach you later, boss. We'll do it good. We'll do it good. If you literally hover it over your phone, you will get the URL. You should. And our caterer tonight, let's hear it for Chef Jonathan Alexander. To my left, some of your right, Tarleton State Texan. Thank you, Chef, for being with us. You'll enjoy his food. For those that have joined us on live stream, thank you for being with us. To all in attendance, thank you for believing in this vision and this mission of Rooted and Rising with so much ahead. Enjoy the reception, onward and upward, and good night to all.